What's the most toxic fan base you've ever seen? All those crazy fans who support serial killers just because they think they're hot. Ted Bundy fanatics, etc. When the Boston Marathon bombing happened, some women were fawning over the Tsarnaev kid. Rolling Stone published a mugshot that looked more like a boy band pic with ruffled hair and all that. Kinda tasteless after he helped kill 4 people and blasted ball bearings through dozens more. There are plenty of hot people who aren't crazy. Why do people idolize the crazy ones? Find better idols. Any fan of good-looking criminals? Literal petition to shorten the sentence of the kid that killed 3 people while he was street racing because he was cute. That's just an outgrowth of the usual process. Ugly people go to jail for longer. Being fugly will get you about 22 extra months. Damn, guess if you're on the run you better stop by a black market cosmetic surgeon before you get caught. Wasn't it a pregnant lady and a child? The Voltron fandom. The show itself took a nosedive after a couple good seasons, but the fan base got wild. Massive shipping wars that had people run off the internet and calling each other pedophiles, blackmailing the studio, harassing VAs, someone reportedly sent cupcakes with glass in them or something. I'd second this. The Voltron fandom also built up a quagmire that spread to other fandoms even long after the original show has lost any relevance. It's genuinely not uncommon to find toxic people in newer fandoms these days and find that they were Voltron fans at one point. Or that they proudly had a hand in also shaping the media landscape for that product to be as awful as it was. While there have been many shows with fandoms that allowed toxic mindsets to fester, I genuinely feel like the effects of that particular fandom had a knock-on effect for all that followed it. Voltron was the first time I came across antis, and now I wonder if it started with the show. Literally any fan base that calls themselves stans. Those fuckers will go to war if you mention the name of their idol in the wrong octave. I used to enjoy Dream's videos because he is skilled at Minecraft. But he went off the deep end trying to defend his cheating world record. But then he made some deranged rambling video where he defended and encouraged the use of the word stan to describe his fan base. So many YouTubers just fleece teens for money, it's pretty sad. Yeah, I also followed him from his challenge videos, and my peak was when he noticed Minecraft Manhunt gave him more views than anything else and started capitalizing on it. I think now they're like 14 lol. Gabby Hanna. The Dead by Daylight community. The subreddit has a pretty consistent gaslighting problem. You could bring up a known issue that even the devs have acknowledged and you'll still have people tell you that you're lying, imagining things, or that it's just your internet. It's infuriating. Straight facts. Some of the toxicity. There is something special with the survivors versus killers debates. It's also easily the worst case I've seen of people who play, not to win, but to see their opponents lose. Killers who will actively lose a game to make sure that one player in particular doesn't get to play. I don't mean inexperienced players face camping, but the ones who will take you hostage and taunt you the entire time. Survivors who will go far out of their way to rub it in the killer's face when they win. Like, almost every game has taunting or rude players. But DBD has a massive portion of its player base dedicated to making their opponents miserable, even at the expense of winning. The Adolf Hitler fandom wasn't great. Still isn't last I checked. The Supernatural fandom has run 3 of the main guest stars off social media. It's sad. I watched the show for 15 years and have followed the cast on Instagram for years. These keyboard warriors ruin for the legit fans who have followed the show all along. I can't with the subreddits either. Edit, JFC. I can't deal with that subreddit. That's it. That's the sentence. Notifications have been muted. Which guest stars? Jim Beaver quit for a while. Brianna and Kim both deleted their Twitter accounts this week. Friday Night Funkin' and its modding community. They got some awesome modded songs, but man, there is some drama. Reputation soiled in R34 art. Some even made onto YouTube thumbnails. Music is great, but the fans. You don't want to know. Not to mention children. That 14-year-old girl that had herself insert character Sky or SMTH? Then people started mass drawing porn and she removed it. Yeah, that was the Sky mod. Mid-fight masses also got taken down because one character swore. The creators were even gonna add a new week to MFM, but after what they saw happen to Sky, they left the week in the dust and community. Scrolling through the comments to see if I'm a toxic fan. Surprisingly have not seen one calling me, a fan of JoJo, toxic. Yay, us JoJo fans aren't as toxic as we are annoying. Nah man, JoJo fans seem pretty chill. We somehow spam shitpost every single day, but nobody seems to hate us. Weird. Chris Brown, seconds after he almost beat Rihanna to death, they were bending over backward to rationalize the assault, mercilessly attacking anyone who spoke up about it, and haven't stopped for over a decade. And they won. He's still famous, successful, and a huge participant in popular culture. If it makes you feel better, he is banned from entering Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, due to his criminal record. Canada also. Good. Homestuck. My god. Since they often went together. I'll add on with Hetalia. Isn't Hetalia that fandom where a bunch of cosplayers went to the Holocaust Memorial during an anime con and did the Hitler salute? That's the one. Either Homestuck in 2012, Hetalia, Danganronpa, or the Dream SMP. People have literally died in these fandoms due to bullying, doxing, ect. Man, I love Danganronpa and the sub is pretty normal from what I can tell, hard to believe any part of it would lead to anything like that. What's the story with that one? Yeah, I have this question too. I'm relatively new to the fandom since I only finished the games last year, but I haven't seen anything bad so far tbh. It's sad that there's people who make the fandom have a bad image. The first Danganronpa was really big back in 2012 or so I'd imagine it was because of its popularity. It's much quieter these days. Heavily manga-only fans. Insert spoiler here. Armin paged Aaron. #no. Sasha ate 2 lobsters. Crazy ass BTS stans threatened to kill me when I said their Korean songs are better than their English ones. Stan culture in general, TBH, is toxic AF. It just involves supporting strangers blindly, no matter what they do. Just switching off all critical thinking. I feel like this obsessive fan behavior is exactly what Eminem was condemning in that song, but now it's a good thing? But yeah, K-pop stans are a different breed. I like K-pop but I never say I'm a fan because I look at other people who say they're fans and I go, nah, I don't like anything that much lol. There's no way anyone who calls themselves a stan has heard the song it originally came from lol. Is that really people modeling themselves on Stan by Eminem? If so, that's creepy AF. Anyone on the Dream SMP has just the weirdest fan base imaginable. Remember when Tommy had a stream about how all the Twitter backlash and overreaction to anything he ever does really affected his mental health and he started therapy to deal with it, and a not insignificant amount of stans mocked him and accused him of acting like a victim? Tommy was 16 years old BTW, 17 now. Most fandoms are toxic to other fandoms, but Dream SMP stans are toxic to the very creators they once stan/their faves friends. It's mind-boggling. I think the breaking point was when people made Rule 34 of him. Yes, a minor. That wasn't the breaking point, that was the breaking tidal wave. Pick a crypto, any crypto. For some reason, I thought you were talking about cryptozoology and I was like, WTF did the Loch Ness Monster fans do? They kept harassing me over Tree Fitty. Ooh, excuse me, but Fresno Nightcrawlers are obviously the superior cryptid. And I mean that. Do you want a Ponzi scheme or a pump and dump? Sword and Scale fans are pretty rabid, wildly varying opinions and they'll all come for you. Lol. Case file is better anyway. Dunno if they're toxic, but the Undertale fanbase scares the fuck out of me. Apparently when Markiplier was doing a Let's Play series on it years ago, the fanbase was yelling at him for making the wrong choices or some shit, so he stopped playing it cause would just let him play the game and have fun. Wrong choices. Isn't one of the big selling points the fact that there's a lot of choices, and none can really be considered wrong? I believe something similar happened to a smaller creator called the Manga Mix. I think it's been a while, except she played through the rest of the game openly bashing/hating it just to piss the fans off even more. Paul Brother fans. Honestly, most influencer fans that popped up around the same time. I see infinitely more discussion about their fan base than anything actually coming from their fan base.